I said to the woman on the phone, I want to cancel. And she's like, I can't promise you that I'm gonna be able to cancel your passes. I'm like, and if you're gonna be like that, where you're one of those people that can't afford a extra $40 or so charge a month, and you're gonna be cheap like that, is you may have to cancel your credit card. So we are at Universal Studios, guys. This is my first time here. That is the Universal Ball of Joy right there. And that's not how you pronounce it. And she makes a comment. She's like, are you like Hermione? I'm like, so I haven't done a video on Universal Studios or Universal Orlando in a while. I went to Universal Orlando last year.
Hi there, I need to activate my finger.
Okay, you're good.
Thank you. I was pretty disappointed by the experience for a lot of reasons. My disappointment when it comes to how they handle, or at least how they handled with me, their annual passes and the cancellation of those passes. And there was just kind of like a weird experience with it that had this undertone to the cancellation process of annual passes, which is not something you would think would occur. It's like, okay, you want to cancel your passes, you follow their rules, cancel in a certain amount of time, send them the email that says you want to cancel, in other words, that you don't want to renew into the next year. And it was just weird. So I paid for the annual passes with the flex pay. This is my little holder because I went during the holidays, so I got the Earl one, which is cute. I mean, I like certain elements. I'm not going to knock everything. I got the 2 preferred passes, one for me and one for my dad. Okay. Was disappointed with the experience there for a variety of reasons, and felt that if I was going to go to a theme park again, I'd rather pay more money, have a nicer time at Disney, save up, go to a nicer resort there, on the level of a deluxe resort. And I just was not thrilled with what Universal had to offer. It kind of really, unfortunately, does come into that mindset of you get what you pay for. The truth is, I'm not knocking, any financial bracket, because I've been everywhere with that. If you go to the All-Star Resort at Disney, your experience is going to be different than staying at the Wilderness Lodge. It's just, for that matter, you cannot compare the Hard Rock Hotel at Universal, which kind of gives off the feeling of like an old card room, an old Miami hotel. It's like, why am I paying to do that? I live in Miami. And you cannot compare that to the Grand Floridian. You just can't compare. I understand some people seek out Universal for more of the intense rides. For me, I've never been about that, so it doesn't bother me. And I'm gonna have people in this video be like, okay, go back to your Disney bubble. Quite frankly, I've kind of started to grow out of the Disney phase. I used to go a lot more when I was younger, and I'm a lot more now about wanting to travel different places I've never been. I had a really odd experience with the cancellation process with Universal. I sent numerous emails to the appropriate email that's coordinated with FlexPay in order to make it known in writing that I wanted to cancel. I did this a few times. Made sure I sent it to the right email. I addressed that I was the contract owner of, in other words, I'm the one that took out the, to buy my pass and my dad's pass, so it's all under my name. So I'm like, I want to cancel both of them. We don't want this anymore. I think there was an initial acknowledgement with, I started to get one email after another. Emails from Universal Orlando saying your passes are renewing and aren't you excited, and countdown to your pass renewing, and on and on and on. And I would get one after another. So I didn't want it to renew into the new year. So and for everyone, to head off people in the comments, I did fulfill the end of my year contract with them. In other words, the end of the year is coming and I don't want it to auto renew into that higher rate where then I'm paying a monthly rate from Universal. And I got them on the phone. I said to them, I'm getting one email after another from you guys saying that my passes are renewing. So I spoke to this woman on the phone who was from guest services there, and the conversation was very, very weird. I have a European sounding last name. What's funny is there are people in my family who have even more ethnic sounding last names, and So the woman on the phone says my last name, and my last name still doesn't sound like Hermione Granger. And that's not how you pronounce it. And she makes a comment. She's like, "Are you like Hermione?" I'm like, oh. She's like, "Are you like Hermione? Is that like how I pronounce your last name? Are you like that?" I'm like, no, no. And I don't know if I'm diving deep with that, but when you research Hermione, there was like this undertone to the character of Hermione where you start to research, did the author intend for her to be of a certain religion or not? It was a little weird. So, and then the reason I'm starting to say that is I said to the woman on the phone, "I want to cancel." And she's like, "I can't promise you that I'm going to be able to cancel your passes." I'm like, okay. She's like, "I can't promise you if I'm going to be able to cancel your passes. You may have to cancel your credit card. And if you're going to be like that, where you're one of those people that can't afford a extra $40 or so charge a month, and you're going to be cheap like that, then, that may be how you are. Maybe, you just can't afford it, or you just don't want to, you want to be cheap about it, and you don't want to pay that extra amount each month. Some people are like that, and I'm just trying to look out for you," she goes, "and that's why I'm telling you to cancel your credit card." And I'm like, I said to her on the phone, I was like, I'm very confused by this conversation, That's how the conversation ended her. She says, basically, cancel your credit card. So I had to call back again. That time, I spoke to a guy on the phone from guest services, and he was like annoyed sounding, yet helpful. Like, he was helpful, and he said that what she said was, I guess, he didn't even say what she said was an error or apologize. He was like, "That's a lot to take in," or something. It's like, just cancel my passes. No, she was saying that when she went into my account, she could see that it said to reactivate my pass. And I'm like, I specifically said I wanted to cancel. So then eventually when I get him on the phone, I don't know if he was just lying. So I talked to this guy on the phone, and he's like, "Okay, I can confirm that it's canceled." So then I get an email from them also, which obviously was correlated. "Why are you only now answering me from my other emails to FlexPay? We can confirm it is canceled. Ignore the other emails you got. Thank you for making fun of my last name, Universal. Thank you for those undertones and what it was implying. Thank you for telling me that if you're going to be like one of those cheap people who don't want to pay out." What was crazy about the conversation was that I said to her on the phone, "I'm not going to come here, Universal. I don't want to come here. I want to cancel my passes. I want to make sure that I'm not being charged every month for a pass that I'm not using." And she's going, "Well, if you're going to be cheap like that and you don't want to pay it, then I don't know what to tell you." And it's like, I said to her on the phone, "Why would I pay for something I'm not using?" And I said that to her. I said, I don't think it's being cheap to say I don't want to pay for something I'm not getting. So I believe right now it's been canceled because I don't see any more charges coming in on my credit card. I think I would have had another one by now. But like, there's been some odd stuff with Universal. There was an incident where the character Gru made a hand gesture or a symbol behind ethnic families that were taking photos at Universal with the character. So Universal has a history of this. I don't want to like get into everything in this video. It's just I wanted to talk about the past experience. Universal's like a rundown carnival. Honestly, even with the new park they build, it's far, or at least not a Disney-fied distance from the other parks. You're getting on the highway. The only thing Universal has going for them is Harry Potter. From what I'm aware, there's a conflict with the licensing with Marvel and all this other stuff because of Disney. I mean, if you've ever gone to the Miami Fair, the ones that we have here, the song "Be There, the Fair," that one. Universal kind of looks like that. That was kind of like my first experience. You know, I'm looking out at the carnival of the Simpsons and I'm like, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. If you pay for the Grand Floridian and you pay for annual passes at Disney and really nice restaurants at Disney, you get what you pay for. I'm sure I could use this for something else because I did like Earl. Earl was fun. You know, this was the preferred pass for my dad, and then this was mine. I have another one in there. No. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah. And I have Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, all that. See you soon in my next video, and bye. Hello. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone.
I'm eating my sandwich. I had to move my spot because there was an individual who had some things happening. So like we all like grabbed our food. Like everyone who was there like grabbed their food, not to be gross in the stream, but like everyone grabbed their food and ran like F. So like I have my sandwich and I'm like finishing my sandwich here by the lake. I see the train. I see a train. Train. Harry Potter situation. Train.